Now, this morning I got, you can only call it an upsetting email. It was from a man called PJ MacDonald who lives in St. Mullins, and he was telling me the story of friends of his who went out walking with their 4 boys yesterday in the woods, which appear to have been public, only to find that their pet terrier was attacked by hounds, apparently from the Carlow hunt. Now, the friends in question are Renee and Margaret Jagley, and they live in the St. Mullins area. And Renee, who was out with the boys, joins me on the line now. Good morning, Renee.
Good morning, Sue. How are you?
I'm fine. Now, you're all very distressed by this happening yesterday, Renee.
Yes, very much, especially the boys. I mean, it was just, if you go out walking on a Sunday afternoon, went down the woods, cut some sticks, some hay, so they wanted to make some bow and arrows and stuff, and then you come across some 20-25 dogs. It was just very frightening, yes, indeed.
The boys are aged between 10 and 17?
10, 13, 16 and 17 and a half.
And you went out, have you a number of dogs or just this one little dog?
It's just our terrier. Just a small dog. It's just a small one, just about 10 kilograms, 1.5 stones, just a small terrier. Just a
small little fellow, Jack Russell, as he'd probably be called, yeah.
Yeah, so we had him on the lead, and we went, to public forest. We walked this nearly every day. It's just down the fields, to the forest, down to the barrow, so... And then, we encountered hunts before, and it was never a problem up till now. And they just about, first 3 dogs came to us, they sniffed around our dog, then they went away, then I thought, okay, that's it. And then some dogs came from behind and just attacked him. He was in the middle of us on the lead. They attacked him from, when one dog started to bite him from the back, and then the whole thing just escalated. All the dogs, but 5 of them just went for him. They pulled him off the lead. They bit through his collar. They dragged him down the woods. I just went after him. We've been hitting and kicking, and they just tore him apart. It was unreal. Like you see in a horror movie, it's just unreal. It was just so fast.
So there was was there blood everywhere and squealing? And...
At that moment, it was just poor. You just want to help the dog. This is a pet dog. This is a family member. This is not. It's somebody attacks a family. This is our back garden down there. It's just. We just went after him. One time, one dog had him on between his back legs. The other one had it on his neck, and the third one was tearing on his chest. There's been 3 dogs pulling him from all sides. They tore open his whole side of his breast, his rib cages. They tore it all open. It was just unreal. In that moment, I thought he's gone. But we just fought them what we could. I smashed my lead over their head till it was to pieces. It's unreal. It was like a monster with 10 heads. Wherever you got kicked one away, the next game was just unbelievable.
And your boys, like some of them are quite young, Rennie. Were they in danger, or were the dogs just concentrating on the little terrier?
They concentrated on our dog. See, it's on a hill, the forest. And they pulled Cass down the woods, so I just went immediately after him, because if I would have lost contact, it would have been finished. And that moment when they pulled from us, I thought, that's it, but we just went on fighting. We just went for them and just hit them and kicked them, and just to get, when I was able to get the one off on his neck, they pulled him under my legs away. Another dog just pulled him under me and dragged him further down, and at that point then one of the huntsmen arrived, and he was sitting at. They see the dogs haven't been out of control. They wouldn't listen to the hunters. The guy had a whip, and he was beating at the dogs like a madman himself, and he got him free then. But our dog was lying there. He didn't move at that time. He just moved his head a bit, and he was completely. He's cold all over. But he's still alive. I called the vet today morning. And they said he's still too weak. They can't clean his wounds or anything yet. They tried again in the afternoon because he's too weak for sedation. So, but it's just unreal.
He's on a drip with the
yes, he's on a drip now. Yes,
at the moment.
Yes.
I presume he's absolutely adored
always
by the boys. Yeah, he's called Cass. I understand. Is that
Cass? Yeah, we got him from the dog pound in Dublin, so it's a rescue dog. So. And I mean, everything is done. I mean, he was on the lead and everything. I mean, the lead is shattered. I mean, it he felt like they pulled on him like an old rock. You didn't even see that it was a living thing. It was just unbelievable. I mean, you walk with your family and the dog gets picked out of the middle of you. It's just unreal. And I mean, after the huntsman, that's the only time I saw that huntsman. The boys told me afterwards there's been 2 more up the road. But they left afterwards. Just one came down to help. And afterwards they left. And I suppose they presumed the dogs followed them. And most of them did. But we realized when I was carrying cars back to our house, so we had to go for about 500 meters. They didn't ask us if they can help. If they didn't know where we come from, they didn't know how far we have to go to get help for our dog. They just left. The only time I saw a huntsman was for maybe a minute when he helped me to free our dog. And after that, I didn't see any of them anymore. And after that, we walked back to the house. We had to go to the forces, and then we realized that 5 to 10 dogs still followed us. They wouldn't let go. They wanted to have our dog.
The dogs followed you?
They followed the house. There's 500 meters to the forest. I just told the boys, pick everything you can, just throw it at them, just keep them away from the dog.
Right.
So and after that, one of our boys, he got one of them, of the dog, he threw a stone at him or something, and after that they left. But they followed us for 300-400 meters to the forest. They harassed around us like it was just unreal.
Right. I talked to a member of the hunt this morning, and he confirmed actually that, the incident happened. He said that obviously they hadn't seen the initial attack, but he confirmed that some of the guys from the hunt went in and tried to release the dog and so on. I suppose they were kind of successful in that. At the end, he said it shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
And he does accept that it happened.
Yes.
But actually, he suggested that the terrier started to bark at the hounds and kind of went for the hounds, and that's what kind of drew the hounds at the terrier.
I don't know. I mean, if the whole pack of hounds come towards you, I mean, a terrier is a terrier. I mean, terriers.
Yeah. But he was on a lead.
He was absolutely on a lead. I mean, his collar, the lead, the collar is beaten apart. I don't know what to expect of a small dog when he's around it. Of course, he will bark. I mean, and luckily he fought as long as he could.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think he would be alive now. Because he fought them off as long as he could, but of course, they really tore him just.
And this man, now, I don't know whether he saw it, but he said that the boys had knives and that there were a lot of you there.
Yes,
I just want you to respond to that, Rennie, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, of course. He asked me if he can go down to the woods to cut some hazel to make bone dowel. So I took my knife, he went down and they used the knife. Alles under supervision, that's why I went with them, otherwise I would have left them alone. But because we took the knife, I went with them and they just took some branches. So
there was just one knife?
Absolutely, it's my knife, yes.
Yeah.
This knife was not used at all. The 16-year-old boy, he said, he felt sorry that he didn't use the knife on the dog, so the knife was never involved of any action at all.
They just had it in
He just had been down and cutting down some branches, that's all.
Everybody's very distressed by it.
Oh yes, especially the 13-year-old was really, really, really upset. And I mean, it's just you felt like in a bad movie. I mean, you're surrounded. And, I mean, if you're in the middle of it, and it's just unbelievable. And I mean, it's just, this is our dog is a family member. He lives with us 24/7. He's in the house. If you see that in front of your eyes, I will never forget that. I mean, torn apart like that, like an old rock.
And it was public land,
It's state forest, yes. State forest.
It's called Bahana Wood.
Exactly.
Just north of St. Mullins.
Yeah, it's just down between... If you go a bit further to the woods, if you're on the Barrow, it's on that hill, between Great Norman and St. Mullins.
Yeah. And I mean, are you anti-hunt? Not that you'd feel
For
kind
no
of
one, I
anti-
definitely will be, yes. Because, I mean, if they say that's sport, I mean, if you would have seen that before, I mean, I was always impressed how they can handle the horses and everything, but if you see that once, I mean, I don't know how many foxes and cats and rabbits and badgers they tore apart these dogs. I mean, when you're in the middle of it, you smell the dogs. I mean, I was with the dogs in the middle of it. They're around you. They won't let go. I mean, how can anybody who calls himself a human being say that's sport and they'll think it's fun? If there's something left over, like if you would have seen the dog lying there, I mean, I don't know how many wounds he has really. I just see the side was torn open. I saw him and it bit him in the back and everywhere. He has holes everywhere. I mean, if they call, I really don't know what they call that. If they call it sport or I don't know. But if anybody can support something like this, I don't know. If you've seen that, I mean, before maybe I just open. I wouldn't have been for it or against it. I mean, if that's what they do, fair enough. But after seeing that, I mean, this is just, I don't know. I can't find words for this really because it's unreal.
Well, look, we hope that Kaz recovers, but he's badly injured, obviously. Yeah. I've heard of this once before. I remember covering a story where a terrier was attacked by another hunt. All right. In general, I'm presuming that it's pretty unusual, René.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they haven't been interested in us at all, the hounds. They've been just interested in the dog. Yeah. I was just worried about the behaviors of them. I mean, they didn't make sure that all the hounds came back with them. I mean, we felt like you see in the movies when the wolves go around. I mean, they had to protect our dog.
Yeah.
Stones and everything, otherwise they would have started the game.
Yeah. The person I was talking to this morning, Joe Skelton, he said that they have offered to pay for anything that any veterinary treatment that
at the moment we just see what we're going to do. I mean, at the moment first we have to see how Cass is doing. And then, I mean, it was public land. He was on the lead. We paid. Everything is done right. Yeah. I mean, we just wait and see what we're going to do. We don't make.
Okay.
We just see now what we're going to do. And the guards are involved as well. So we just got a phone call from the guards before. Yeah. They will visit tomorrow evening and they will see what they're going to do as well. So we just wait and see now and hope that the Cass will be okay.
All right. René, really upsetting, horrible experience.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, yeah.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
No problem.
Just fingers crossed that Cass is going to pull through.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, René.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye. That's René Jagley there, and he lives in St. Mullins in County Carlow, where that rather horrifying incident happened yesterday. And Joe, I was talking to this morning, and he was absolutely straightforward about what happened and so on, and says that they'll sort out any bills with the vet and so on. You're listening to the Nunn Show here on KCLR.